Every single day, millions of people look in the mirror and quietly ask the same question. When did this happen? Dark patches on the face, brown spots on the hands, discoloration creeping across the neck. At first, it's just one spot, then another. Then suddenly, you stop counting. You try creams, expensive ones. You try home remedies. And when nothing works, you go to a doctor. And what do you hear? It's just aging. But what if I told you that answer is incomplete? That those spots are not just aging, and most importantly, they are reversible signals from your body. Because your skin isn't the problem, it's the messenger. I'm going to show you what's really happening inside your body, why these spots appear, and how to start fading them naturally, without expensive creams or risky treatments. But you need to understand one thing first. This is not about quick fixes. This is about fixing the root cause. Inside your skin, there are tiny cells called melanocytes. Their job? To produce melanin, the pigment that gives your skin its color. When everything is balanced, your skin looks smooth, even, healthy. But when something goes wrong, these cells become chaotic. Some slow down. Some go into overdrive, and instead of even color, you get patches, spots, uneven pigmentation. Here's the key point most people never hear. Aging does not damage these cells. Imbalance does. Let's address the belief that almost everyone has. Dark spots are caused by the sun. You've heard it your whole life. Stay out of the sun, wear sunscreen, avoid exposure. And yes, the sun does play a role, but here's where things start to break down. Because if the sun was the only cause, then explain this. Why do some people spend hours in the sun and their skin stays even, while others barely step outside and their spots keep getting darker? Why do spots sometimes appear in winter, on cloudy days, even in people who avoid sunlight completely? That doesn't make sense unless the real cause is something deeper. The match and the fuel, power analogy. Think of sunlight like a match. A match by itself is harmless. But if you drop that same match into dry fuel, it creates a fire. So the real question is not, is the sun the problem? The real question is, why is your body acting like fuel? Because when your internal systems are balanced, sunlight triggers a normal response. A light, even tan. Protection. No damage. But when your body is under stress internally, that same sunlight creates chaos. What really happens inside your skin? When UV rays hit your skin, your body goes into defense mode. It sends a signal to melanocytes. Protect the skin. So they produce melanin. That's normal, that's healthy. But here's where things go wrong. If your body is already inflamed, if toxins are building up, if your gut is out of balance, then those melanocytes are already unstable. They're already irritated. So instead of responding evenly, they overreact. They dump too much pigment in one small area. That's how a spot forms. Why sunscreen alone doesn't work. This is why so many people feel frustrated. They spend money on expensive sunscreens, SPF creams, protective skincare routines, and yet the spots don't fade. Sometimes they even get worse. Because sunscreen is only blocking the match, it's not removing the fuel. So the internal imbalance continues, and the skin keeps reacting. The hidden trigger most people miss. Here's something even more important. Your skin remembers damage. If your body has been under stress for years, if inflammation has been building quietly, then your melanocytes are already on edge. So when sunlight hits, the response is exaggerated. Even a small amount of exposure can create visible pigmentation. Reality check. Authority moment. This is why dermatology alone often falls short, because most treatments focus on the surface, peels, creams, laser treatments, but the signal is coming from deeper inside your body. the shift you need to understand. You don't need to fear the sun. You need to prepare your body for it. Because when your system is healthy, inflammation is low, cells are stable, melanin is produced evenly, and sunlight becomes a benefit, not a trigger. Microhook. Keep watching. And this is exactly why, in the next section, we're going to talk about the first internal organ that determines whether sunlight helps your skin or damages it. And most people have no idea it's involved. Now, let's talk about something most people have never connected to their skin before: your liver. At first, it sounds unrelated. What does an internal organ, hidden deep inside your body, have to do with dark spots on your face? But once you understand this, you'll never look at your skin the same way again. The silent worker inside you. Right now, at this exact moment, your liver is performing over 500 different functions. Not 1, not 10, 500. It's filtering your blood, breaking down toxins, processing everything you eat and drink, balancing hormones, storing essential nutrients. It is one of the hardest working organs in your entire body. And here's the part almost nobody talks about. Your liver has a direct influence on your skin. Every day, you add to the load. Think about everything that enters your body in a single day: food, water, air, medications, processed ingredients, environmental toxins. Your liver has to process all of it, every chemical, every additive, every impurity. Its job is simple: neutralize it, break it down, remove it safely. But there's a limit. What happens when the liver gets overloaded? When the incoming load becomes too much, the liver can't keep up, not because it's weak, but because it's overwhelmed. And when that happens, your body doesn't just stop detoxing. It reroutes the problem. It looks for alternative pathways to push out waste. And one of those pathways is your skin. The moment your skin becomes a backup system. This is where things change. Your skin is not just a covering. It's not just something you see in the mirror. It's an active elimination organ. When your liver and kidneys are under pressure, your skin starts taking on part of the burden. And now, instead of toxins being fully processed internally, they begin moving outward through skin tissue. The hidden damage happening under the surface. Here's the problem. These substances are not fully neutralized. They're still reactive, still irritating, and as they pass through your skin, they create internal stress at a cellular level, especially on melanocytes, your pigment cells. Those cells begin to behave differently, not smoothly, not evenly, but chaotically. They start producing pigment in bursts, concentrated, uneven, localized, and what you see on the outside is a dark spot. Why creams don't work. Powerful analogy. This is why so many people feel frustrated. They spend money on expensive sunscreens, SPF creams, protective skincare routines, and yet the spots don't fade. Sometimes they even get worse. Because sunscreen is only blocking the match, it's not removing the fuel. So the internal imbalance continues, and the skin keeps reacting. Age makes this process worse. Now here's something even more important. As you get older, your liver naturally slows down. Research shows that blood flow through the liver can drop by around 30%. The liver itself can shrink in size. So now you have more toxins coming in, less efficiency processing them, which means more pressure on your skin and more visible signs like pigmentation. The good news: turning point moment. But here's the part most people don't realize. Your liver has an incredible ability to recover. It can repair, it can regenerate, it can improve its function if you remove the pressure. This is not permanent damage, this is reversible stress. How to support your liver? Simple and practical. You don't need expensive detox programs. You don't need complicated routines. You start with simple things. 1. Morning reset. A glass of warm water with lemon. Not hot, not cold. Warm, close to body temperature.
This gently activates bile flow, helping your liver process waste more efficiently. 2. Bitter foods, forgotten secret. Your body responds strongly to bitter taste. It stimulates digestion. It supports liver function. Simple options: dandelion tea, bitter greens. These are not trends. They've been used for generations. 3. Remove the burden. This is critical. Eliminate trans fats and processed oils. These are some of the heaviest loads on your liver, found in packaged snacks, cheap baked goods, processed foods. Replace them with real, natural fats. What happens when you do this? Within weeks, something starts to shift. Your liver works more efficiently. Your body clears waste more effectively. Your skin no longer needs to act as a backup system. And slowly, the pressure on pigment cells reduces. Transition hook. Keep watching. And this is not the truth. Even if your liver is functioning better, there's another system in your body that can still drive pigmentation from the inside, and almost no one connects it to skin. It's your gut. And what's happening there might be affecting your skin more than anything else.
Now we move to something even more powerful than the liver, something most people completely ignore. Your gut. Not your skincare, not your routine, not your products, your gut. And once you understand this connection, you'll realize why so many people do everything right and still struggle with dark spots. The invisible ecosystem inside you. Inside your gut, there are trillions of bacteria. Not millions, trillions. A number so large, it's hard to even imagine. And these bacteria are not just sitting there. They are active. They are working constantly. They help digest your food, produce vitamins, regulate your immune system, control inflammation. In other words, they help control how your body behaves, including your skin. The gut-skin axis, power concept. Scientists now call this connection the gut-skin axis, meaning what happens in your gut does not stay in your gut. It shows up on your skin. When your gut is healthy, when your gut is balanced, good bacteria are dominant. They protect the gut lining. They keep everything controlled. Nothing harmful leaks into your bloodstream. Inflammation stays low. Your body stays stable, and your skin reflects that balance. Even tone, healthy glow, no random pigmentation. When your gut is out of balance, everything changes. Bad bacteria begin to dominate. The gut lining becomes weaker. Tiny gaps begin to form. This is what science calls increased intestinal permeability, or more commonly, leaky gut. What happens next? Chain reaction. Now harmful substances, bacterial fragments, toxins, and waste start leaking into your bloodstream. Your body sees this as a threat, and it responds the only way it knows how: inflammation. Not loud inflammation, not pain, not something you can feel immediately, but quiet, constant, low-grade inflammation, running in the background every single day. Why this destroys your skin balance. Now, remember what we said earlier. Melanocytes, your pigment cells, are sensitive. They react to internal signals, and inflammation is one of the strongest signals. So when your body is constantly inflamed, those cells don't behave normally anymore. They become unstable, reactive, overactive, and instead of producing smooth, even color, they create patches, uneven pigment, dark spots. The shocking truth most people miss. This is why you can avoid the sun, use sunscreen, apply expensive creams, and still see your pigmentation getting worse. Because the real trigger is coming from inside your gut. The good news, turning point. But here's the powerful part. Your gut can change quickly, faster than most people expect. When you feed the right bacteria, they multiply, they restore balance, they repair the gut lining. And when that happens, inflammation begins to drop. And when inflammation drops, your skin starts calming down. How to restore your gut. Simple and effective. You don't need expensive probiotic pills. You can do this with simple foods. 1. Fermented foods. Live bacteria. The most powerful natural source. Homemade fermented cabbage. Sauerkraut. Not store-bought with vinegar. Real fermentation. Just cabbage and salt. 2 to 3 tablespoons a day. That's it. 2. Kefir. Nighttime repair. A glass of plain kefir before bed. Why at night? Because your body repairs itself while you sleep, and that's when these bacteria integrate best. 3. Fiber. Feed the good bacteria. Bacteria need food too, and their favorite food is fiber. Simple option? Real oatmeal, not instant. Just a few tablespoons daily can make a difference. The missing piece. Movement. Here's something almost nobody tells you. Your gut depends on movement. There's a process called peristalsis, the movement that pushes food through your system. And when you sit all day, that movement slows down. Everything stagnates, which makes gut problems worse. Simple fix. Even light activity helps. Walking, stretching, gentle movement. And one powerful addition, abdominal massage. Simple circular motion following the direction of digestion. This stimulates your gut physically. What happens when your gut heals? Within weeks, your internal environment starts changing. Inflammation decreases, your immune system stabilizes, your cells behave more normally, and your melanocytes stop overreacting. Transition hook. Keep watching. Now, at this point, you fixed 2 major internal triggers, liver overload and gut imbalance. But there's still something external that can either protect your skin or trigger pigmentation instantly: the sun. But this time, we're going to look at it the right way. Now, let's come back to the sun, because this is where most people get it wrong. The sun is not your enemy. In fact, your body is designed to handle sunlight. When UV rays hit your skin, your cells respond by producing melanin. That's normal. That's protection. When things go wrong, but if your body is already inflamed, if your liver is overloaded, if your gut is out of balance, then your pigment cells are unstable. So instead of an even tan, you get dark spots. The real problem isn't the sun. It's how your body reacts to it. Internal protection. Most people miss this. You don't just protect your skin from the outside, you protect it from the inside with antioxidants. These neutralize the damage caused by UV exposure. Simple daily foods. Add these: carrots, with fat for absorption; tomato paste, rich in lycopene; green tea. These act as natural internal sun protection. Smart sun habits. Avoid peak sun, 11 to 3. Use shade, not fear. Get some daily sunlight for vitamin D. Closing line. When your body is balanced, the sun doesn't damage your skin. It strengthens it. Now here's something most people completely overlook: vitamin D. And the scary part? Millions of people are deficient and don't even know it. The silent deficiency. Low vitamin D doesn't cause pain, no clear warning signs, but inside your body, it slows down skin repair, weakens your immune system, increases inflammation, and all of this makes pigmentation worse. The hidden link. Vitamin D directly affects how your skin cells renew. When levels are low, your skin can't repair properly. And when damage isn't repaired, dark spots stay longer and get darker. The simple fix. Start with what's free: sunlight. Just 15 minutes a day on your face and arms. That's enough to support healthy levels. Add these foods: egg yolks, fatty fish, cod liver. Simple, affordable, effective. Closing line. Fix your vitamin D and you give your skin the power to repair itself again. Now we come to the most overlooked cause of all: chronic stress. This is the one factor that can undo everything else. the invisible damage. You can eat clean, support your liver, fix your gut, but if you're stressed every day, your body stays in survival mode, and that changes everything. What stress does inside your body? When you're stressed, your body releases stress hormones. These hormones increase inflammation, disrupt hormone balance, and trigger pigment production. And over time, your skin loses its ability to stay even and stable. Why it's so dangerous? Stress doesn't come once, it repeats. Daily worries, overthinking, lack of sleep, and your body treats all of it like danger, so the response never turns off. The result? Your pigment cells stay activated, constantly reacting, constantly overproducing. That's when dark spots become stubborn. The simple reset. 2 minutes. You don't eliminate stress, you control your response to it. Try this. 4-7-8 breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, exhale for 8 seconds. Repeat 4 times. Just 2 minutes. What this does? It activates your body's recovery system, lowers stress hormones, calms inflammation, and supports deep sleep. And deep sleep is when your skin repairs itself. Final closing line. Powerful end. You can treat your skin from the outside, but real change happens inside. Fix your stress, and you don't just improve your skin, you change how your entire body heals.